You don't really notice the moment someone loses themselves on the inside. They keep walking, breathing, talking, but the version of them that loved the world or that trusted it, they're gone. And that's what episode 1 of The Last of Us is really about. Not the end of the world, but the end of Joel. We don't start the show with the apocalypse, we start with the before. A calm, family-driven moment where the world hasn't quite lost its grip yet. But as we'll soon find out, that piece is as fragile as the world itself. This episode isn't just the beginning of a story, it's the end of an era. Joel's era. The man he was and everything that will shape him into who he will become. I'm going to be breaking down why this episode matters so damn much and why it's the moment everything changes for Joel. But it's also the moment everything ends for him. We open with a 1968 talk show, two scientists discussing pandemics. Everything feels so distant but theoretical. And then one casually just drops a bomb, the idea of cordyceps evolving to infect humans.
Fungi can alter our very minds. There's a fungus that infects insects. The fungus starts to direct the ant's behavior, telling it where to go, what to do, like a puppeteer with a marionette.
Fungal infection of this kind is real, but not in humans.
True, fungi cannot survive if its host's internal temperature is over 94 degrees. What if, for instance, the world were to get slightly warmer? Any one of them could become capable of burrowing into our brains and taking control, not of millions of us, but billions of us.
So if that happens,
we lose.
This is where The Last of Us finds its soul. It's not just a zombie show, it's about how nature always finds a way to remind us of our fragility. Then we're in 2003, Austin, Texas. This is where the show does something smart. Instead of giving us an immediate sense of apocalypse, we're shown the quiet, peaceful life Joel has with his daughter Sarah. It's ordinary, she's the one waking him up. He's a little distracted, so much so he even puts his shirt on inside out. They're just living their lives, but it's in those small moments, those tender exchanges, where we see the humanity that Joel will lose. Sarah's the heart of this opening. She is the anchor, and that's why we spend so much time with her, because this is all going to be ripped away. When the world goes to hell, Sarah is right beside Joel. She's terrified but brave, and as they try to escape, the world shatters in the form of an infection, military chaos, and a father desperately trying to protect his family. Then comes the gut punch. We all know it's coming. If you've played the games and if you've seen this show so far, you know it's coming, but it doesn't make it any easier. The military shoots at them. Joel is desperately trying to protect Sarah, and then
I'm sorry.
Please stop. No. No. Okay. You're okay. No. I know, baby. I know. I know it hurts. All right. Damn. Baby, listen to me. I gotta get you up. Okay? I gotta get you up. Come on. I know, baby. No, I know. Tommy, help me! Joe. Come on, baby girl. Come on, baby girl. I gotta get you up. Come on, get up. Come on, baby girl.
Sarah dies in Joel's arms. It's by far one of the most dramatic scenes. Swelling music, no overacting, it's just raw. And it leaves Joel, and quite frankly the audience, broken. The screen fades to black, silence, and we're left with the weight of that moment. Joel doesn't just lose his daughter, he loses himself. Cut to 2023, the world is pretty much dead. Not just in terms of infection, but in spirit. The people we meet in the post-apocalyptic world are barely scraping by. And Joel, well, he's become a shell of a man. He's physically alive, but emotionally, he's shut off. Smuggling, trading, and killing, it's honestly just routine for him at this point. He doesn't care about anything, let alone anyone else anymore. Then comes Ellie. She's introduced as a puzzle initially, a job, nothing more. Honestly, at first, Joel doesn't even seem interested in getting to know her, but there's something about her presence, something that begins to crack his hardened exterior. The scene where Joel and Ellie first meet is telling. She's no innocent kid. She's sarcastic, sharp, and quite frankly aware of the danger around her. But underneath that, there's something else. She's kind of just lost. Joel doesn't know it yet, but Ellie represents something more than just a package to be delivered. She's the spark that will challenge his emotional isolation. The episode ends with Joel agreeing to smuggle Ellie out of the quarantine zone with his partner Tess, and when a recognizable federal officer threatens her, Joel snaps. He kills the officer, and for the first time, we see something from Joel that's not just about surviving, it's about instinct. This episode is drenched in what I like to say 3 major themes that we'll see rippling throughout the season. The first theme being the corruption of love. At its core, this episode is about love, how it can be the thing that saves us and the thing that destroys us. Sarah's death isn't just tragic because of what she represented to Joel, it's tragic because it shattered his ability to love without fear. Sarah was pure love. She loved Joel unconditionally, and when she dies, that love is twisted. Joel doesn't let himself love anymore, he just exists. This loss drives everything he does. It's not just survival, it's an emotional armor. The second theme is more revolved around the duality between survival versus humanity. Joel's evolution from this episode onward is about the constant struggle between survival and humanity. We see it in his actions. Again, smuggling, killing, doing essentially what he has to do to get by. But the price of survival is his soul, whether he knows it or not. He's locked himself off from connection, from caring, from feeling. He's become a man who knows how to exist, but forgot how to live. The last theme, and by far not the least, is the grip that trauma has on life in this world. You can't escape trauma. No matter how much Joel tries to bury his, the wound is always there. Sarah's death is the thing that fuels everything Joel does, and we see it in his actions. He kills without hesitation. He shuts down emotionally. He just doesn't care. And yet, Ellie is the first person to crack that armor. That moment when he holds her at gunpoint, unsure of what to do, is the first time he's faced with the choice to let someone in. Now, let's go ahead and talk about Joel for another second. Joel is not a hero in episode 1, and I'll make that very clear. He's not even close. He's a broken man, but it's important to see how far he's fallen. Joel used to be a guy who had hope. He had a family, he had a future, and then he lost it all. And in that loss, he shut himself off. He became a man who doesn't care anymore. But underneath that cold exterior, there's still someone capable of caring, of loving even. Someone who wants to protect. That's what makes this show so powerful. The journey of Joel isn't just about the infection outside, it's about the infection inside him. The scars he's trying to forget, and Ellie, whether she knows it or not, is the catalyst that forces him to face it. Ellie, for the most part, at least as of this moment, we don't know everything about her yet. We do know one thing, again, she's smart, she's sharp, and she has the natural instinct to survive. Whether Joel likes it or not, she's going to force him to feel again. What makes this episode the best setup for everything that follows is how it introduces the concept of loss. And not just in the terms of apocalypse, it's about how loss shapes us, how it forces us to protect what's left. And what we're seeing in Joel is a man who's been shaped by his pain. He's a product of the world that broke him. But Ellie, she's the one thing in this world that could change him. Thematically speaking, this episode is about how we cope with the things we can't control. Joel can't bring his daughter Sarah back. He cannot stop the world from falling apart. The most he can do is just protect what's left. And maybe, just maybe, Ellie is his last chance of redemption. On the next episode, we're going to dive into episode 2, where the world gets even darker, the stakes rise, trust is tested, and Joel begins to see something in Ellie that he can't ignore. If you made it all the way through the end of the video, thanks for watching, and I really do appreciate it. Please stick around for the coming episodes leading up to the season finale, and especially with season 2 having already released, we're going to be definitely breaking down all of the episodes after they're all released as well. I would greatly appreciate any support, and please, if you have your own thoughts, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear what you have to say, whether you agree, disagree, or even have your own take. Again, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate the support. Have a great one.